A vibrator.
What's that gonna do?
No, I literally meant like a person.
Have come on this journey with me where I've realized I'm not very good at video games.
So now I gotta turn the seed into flesh, Jake. I turned the seed into flesh.
Look, we know Garfield didn't go to January 6th because he's lazy. But you know he was
And it was
there
a
in
Monday.
spirit.
Truck.
Is that enemy truck?
Yep.
That's delayed.
Yeah, leave it like that. That's good. That's good. That's good, Will.
I thought you were gonna say it. Then I learned about Nazi Germany.
I think about the moment when you look into Sonic's eyes all the time. I think about Sonic's feet.
Okay, let's go. Wow. Oh!
He has a kid!
I'm on stream. Maggie's watching Forrest Gump. Apparently she got to.
If you had asked me to guess what Maggie was talking about when she came in, I would not have guessed Forrest Gump.
Look, I hate Twilight Princess. I've never played it. I don't want to because I hate that art style.
Man, that is the most Ian Gibson sentence I've heard in my entire fucking life.
it's a
No, I don't think you can say that.
I can literally hear it behind me.
Oh, it's Roxas. Show me Primus. Show me some Primus. Primus, baby. Look, I want to be a little slutty so that people will want to be friends with me.
Yes!
Woo! Wow.
One. We did it!
Hey,
the
5 hours.
timer started over.
Hello. I apologize if I am blown out. It's because the game we're about to play is brilliant. Literally. Its main menu is very white. Like me. We're playing Cult of the Lamb, folks. I'm gonna do this. No, I don't want to do that. I'll do that. It's Cult of the Lamb. I've been playing this a lot. I needed to stream tonight because I know I'm going on vacay, so Will's taking over streaming for a while. Figured I'd give him a Saturday off, so let's go in. Day 62. I'm at what, 12 hours in? This game's fantastic. I love it. In this game, you eat bread, sourdough specifically. Now, in this game, you're a cult leader. It's a roguelite. In between runs, you're cultivating followers, which are basically people you've rescued during a run. Flock of Grace, that's what my cult is called. Gotta turn it down a smidge on my side. Pretty far in. I'd introduce you to my followers, but honestly, I don't really know who they are because some of them die, some of them get sacrificed, so. Let's, that's my little scarecrow trap. I got seeds. I got that. I got all this stuff going. All this devotion. I built these huts so that while they sleep at night, it feeds me devotion. Or rather, it gathers it, and I have to come by and collect it. So I'll show you the upgrade tree. So you get devotion from people praying, or, you know, if you have the upgraded bed, some other things. So you can see I've got some, like, farm plots and stuff. Lumber yards, refineries, cult status. I'm say 75-80% of the way through this game, pretty much. Uh-oh, people are happy. Let's do a ritual. So I can see up in the upper left that people are hungry. I can make them food. I could even use the fish they just gave me. But I'm not gonna. Screw that. I'm gonna do a ritual where we have a feast. Never mind, it's on cooldown. But you can see I can do rituals here, so I can pay bones and wood to do a bonfire ritual, which gets my faith. Faith is like the overall health of your cult. I can sacrifice people. I can do brainwashing, holy day ritual. I know there's a lot here, and you probably want to see more of it, but honestly, these are doctrines I've unlocked. So, for example, all cult members gain the Respect Your Elders trait. Means followers receive +5 faith. Basically, your cult is happier when there's more elderly people in it, as opposed to you killing them off. There's different choices. Enough of this bullshit. Let's feed the followers, and then let's go fight. Oh, my scarecrow trap went off. I got some might. Where's my... There we go. I moved everything around this morning, and it's been confusing me. I want to increase follower loyalty. I don't want to kill people. This is a dish that causes them to immediately die. Bowl of poop. I have one over here, which increases follower loyalty. By making the followers more loyal, then they'll level up, and they'll, like, give more devotion. They'll give more faith, which is basically unlock points for trees. They'll do better at some tasks, like missionary, which is where they go out in the world and get stuff. Let me put some grass on top of that. Okay, let's cook that. This game is just like, I can't stop playing it. It happened to me this morning where I was like, I should go do something else. And I was like, well, let me just check my followers. Oh, maybe I should do this ritual. Oh, but maybe I should need to get more resources. Maybe I should go do this, do that. So let's see. I beat that. I beat that. Let's just do a run. Each of these runs are pretty quick. I don't have enough money to buy this follower, but I've got 15 followers right now anyway, so. Let's go to Silk Cradle. So basically, there's 4 dungeons. Each of the dungeons has roughly a 10-minute run. They do kind of the Slay the Spire monster train thing where you can kind of see the path. So you go, hey, if I go there, I know I'm going to get combat. Or if I go this way, I know I'm going to come across a follower to save. The end of each run is a boss. First, it's 3 mini bosses. So basically, you need 3 successful runs. And then it unlocks the main boss of that dungeon. So you basically have to clear each dungeon 4 times, 3 mini bosses and a main boss. You do that for all of them. And that gets you, presumably, to the end. I've beaten 3 dungeons so far. You can go back in and do it endless and farm it if you want to, but they do get harder, etc. But I'm leveled up. Okay. I have a trait. I love this trait. These are stat boosts, etc. Things that you can pick up on your run. I have one that says I get dealt 4 of them at the start of a run, and I can't pick up any more in the normal way. Which is honestly great, because some runs you don't even get to 4 of them, and I have 4 at the start, at random. Alright, so when I get to low health, enemies get damaged, I get an extra heart. Red heart is like permanent. I can heal it back. Better chest. 20% more damage during the day. Hell yeah, let's do this. Here's one of my major qualms with this game. Is that, sorry, you guys are probably getting blasted right now, ain't you? That's probably a little better for you. One of my problems with this game is you come into the dungeon and you basically have a weapon and a curse. The curse is like your ability that you can fire off. Top left tells you your fervor, so I have enough fervor to fire it off 4 times, and then I collect more fervor by killing enemies. I'm not saying you should be given a choice, but the problem is some of these weapons and some of these curses are just bad, period. Just really bad. So you come in here and you may start your run with just bad weapons. Not something that's like, oh, I should get better at this. It's a different way of playing. Some of them are just plain stupid. So I have a Vampiric Sword, chance to heal the wielder. The Vampiric Sword 13 means it's level 13. I have upgraded my faith and unlocked a couple times. So instead of starting with a level 1 weapon, I start with a level 13 weapon. That's where the cult comes in to help you out. And this is a projectile that creates a trail of black kicker. I don't think I like that one. I don't really like the ones you gotta like lob. Oh no. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I don't like that. It's just too annoying to use. Okay, got some bones. Just looking around. Sometimes on the edge of the map, they have special resources for you to gather. I just don't like having to take the time to wave. To aim. Yeah! So I'm getting bones. Bones are used for rituals. Coins are used for buildings. They're one of the resources necessary for buildings. Got him. I gotta turn my light up a little bit. That's better. I hope you guys like the new stream overlay. This is the first time we're using it. It's very similar to our Extra Life overlay. We've actually had this in the wings for, I want to say, at least 6 months. But we decided to launch it with the rebrand. So this is going to be our new generic stream overlay. So basically, whenever we're not streaming a series, you know, like Sunday Service, minigame game shows, stuff like that, Poke will. Ugh, got stuck a little bit there. Yeah, so whenever we're not doing a series stream, local chat, we're going to be using this overlay. It's our Subpixel Live overlay, I guess, is a good way to put it. You know, I gotta be honest with you. I normally don't like this curse, like the Stream of Ichor. But it's pretty good with the spiders, because I think they get stuck in it. They are fast little boys. I think what these mean is... Got him. Ooh, what's this up here? Oh, it's just a heart. Oh, that's right. On this level, it's cobwebs. I've been looking for gems. I'm an idiot. That's on a different dungeon. There's like specialty resources. Like one of them is one of the dungeons has mushrooms that you need for certain stuff. Unlocked a decoration. Who gives a shit? Okay. All right. So don't know what that symbol means. I guess that's an encounter with the boss. These are, we're not going to tell you what they are. This is a follower, and that's a follower. I think I want to do that. I think this means buy a follower. Ooh, 10. I'll take more followers. They basically help me unlock stuff faster. More people praying. More people giving faith. Nice. Uh-oh. One of my followers has died of old age. Okay, now this is where I'm going to have to fight to rescue a follower who is about to be sacrificed. Oh god, there's so many of them. You know, I was worried I wouldn't be doing well with the lag of the Elgato. But I think I'm doing pretty well. So just to say, the dungeons, they're not necessarily in an order. You have to hit minimum follower counts to unlock them. I think it's like 1, 7, 9, and 13 or 15. Oh no. So it is a bit of an order, but once you've unlocked them, you can do whatever you want. And like this one has spiders. There's another one that has a lot of like exploding spores and stuff. Let's welcome to this guy. Having a little drinky. Ooh. Apologies. Let me just I'm gonna check on the stream real quick because new overlay, like I changed everything in OBS, changed everything in Updeck. So I think we're good, right? Let me check something. Okay. I think we're good. Turn the game audio up a little bit. I need to turn this on. Behind the scenes for you. I have a really old phone. See, it's busted up. It's Maggie's old phone. But I leave it here on the desk. It's under my main monitor. Because what I do is I watch the stream on it. So that way I can tell we're live. I can tell things look good. I can't check audio on it. But it's not taking up CPU or network resources on my main computer. So it's like a little check thing. Make sure everything's okay. And I do that even when I'm not hosting. Like I do that for local chat stuff when Will's hosting because it's a good way to just keep an eye on things. Sometimes the person hosting is too busy to actually keep an eye on the stream, so. Hi. Got some devotion. That bar at the top is my devotion. That helps me unlock buildings and stuff. So let's see. I'm looking for cobwebs and stuff. Just getting bones and grass. I can get them anywhere. God, I hate these guys, the big guys. Every time you hear that, like, clang sound, that's me getting hit. So you just heard me, like, get rocked multiple ways. God. Like, I telegraph so much. Whoa. Nice. Alright, I gotta go backwards real quick because I saw, cobwebs. I believe these are the special resources. Spider silk, that's what it's called. So you can only find spider silk in this dungeon in certain rooms where it shows up. So every time you see something special like that. The grass, bones, etc., you can get that from pretty much any dungeon. I'm not paying attention to the enemies very well, am I? God. I'm really not. I lost a lot of health there. Okay, let's see. Nothing good, nothing good. Let's party. God, these fast guys are the worst. Oh, my Vampiric healed me a lot there. Got like a heart and a half off those enemy kills. Cool. Okay, before I go on though, let me turn the game volume down a little bit. It's coming through a different flow because it's console. I usually don't stream from a console. But I have the Xbox version. So I brought in my One X and it's working okay. Ah! I thought that was the chest that dropped. Cool. Okay. Doing okay. Still not super happy about my health. Basically need to build some health before I get to the boss room. God, what was that? Ooh, there's a heart. Okay. Here's boss. Well, mini boss. Okay, I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Hi, Halucha. Oh, there's no game audio coming through? Okay, how about now? Move my cursor. Sorry, I don't stream from consoles typically, so every time I have to pull out the Elgato capture, it's like a pain. Come on, into my acre. Getting a little reckless here. Feel like I need to though. Come on. Thanks, Halucha. Oh my god, why are there so many of them? God, come on! Got him! Woo! Okay, so because I beat the mini boss, now I can convert him into one of my followers. Hi, Halucha, how's it going, buddy? You can choose a big gift, a beetroot, or a stone. I'm gonna choose the beetroot because I've never seen a beetroot before in the game. So you can see this door. It's kind of weird. The door leads to the boss, basically. So if I beat 3 mini bosses, then I think he unlocks the door. And I go in, and he's the 4th part of that symbol. So it's like you really only need to beat 3 bosses to unlock the door. Oh no, I got 2 dead followers out. Yeah, show me what I got. Nice. Nice. That was a good run. That was a good run, y'all. Oh yeah, here we go, boys. I've got a lot of dead followers, don't I? Go take this one to the composter. I compost my bodies because it turns into fertilizer. That's great. Go ahead and collect fertilizer from the outhouses. I gotta wrap this body up too. So this is a good opportunity to show you guys what I do at home. You saw it a little bit at the beginning of the run, but really it was a good time for me to hop in the dungeon. But so this is composting. Outpost is where they drop this janitor's closet. This is the medical tent they go to when they're sick. They can go to their little sleeping bags as well. Or where they sleep, their beds. Oh, I gotta... Alright, real quick, before I introduce the new followers, it's almost the end of the day, so... You can see the day timer in the top right. So once per day you can give a sermon, which I would like to do now. This cult is called Flock of Grace, which I thought was a good enough name. So when that bar gets to 100, I get to unlock stuff like more curses, which are the special abilities. My starting weapon is a higher level, things like that. Actually, let's see. People were hungry. Should I do the feast? Let's do the feast. It only cost me 37 bones. So I can spend the bones I got from beating enemies, plus sometimes some other resources to do a ritual. And the ritual does things like, you know, increases people's happiness, makes sure, you know, fills the food meter, things like that. So you can see my food meter in the top left just went full because of it. I need to empty this. Oh yeah, she's got a lovely cult. We've had some deaths recently, but they were accidental. Well, some of them were. One or two of them. Well, look, if I'm declaring ascension, which is when somebody ascends instead of being sacrificed, then that's a good death. You are going to worship. You are. Hi, Jono. So each of these has little traits, like he's easier to level up, ignores dissenters, generates. Some of them have negative traits, like, you know, get scared when they see a dead body or something like that. He has a negative trait, lose 10 faith when falling ill. So faith is like the health of your cult. Waiting for this body to finish composting, because you got to can't leave bodies laying around. It's bad for everybody, really. Gather all this devotion from y'all been sleeping in these little hot butts. This game's great, by the way. I think it was 20 or 25 bucks. It's on Switch, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. It's a lot of fun. It's just a really good game. Okay, let's see. Oop, I got the trap. Thank you. We're fine with that. I'm gonna put some seeds in the seed bucket. So what that means is basically people that have been assigned to work at the farm will come along and farm stuff and plant it and water it for me instead of me having to do it by myself. Oh, this is out. I need to make more of the Goldie boys. This game's great, by the way. Oh, he's sleeping. These are little propaganda speakers. They make people work faster and be more devout, which means they give you devotion. Ooh, give me that devotion. So, I will say there's a lot of bugs in this game. And some of them are just like a little quirky, like sometimes the fervor in the dungeons just kind of hangs out and doesn't come get you. Some of it is like that transition pausing for a second. But I think one of the problems I have right now is you see all this stuff that needs to be picked. And yet, when I was assigning jobs to people, like if I go grab this guy and I say, hi, let me give you a job. Now it says I can tell him to go tend to the farm. But when I had the new guys, like 5 minutes ago when I was introducing the new followers, and it said, what task do you want to give him? It said, you can't assign him the farm because there's no task for him. But really there was. There was a lot of farm plots. So it's just like... There's wonky little bugs everywhere in this game. I've only had one that kind of broke the game, where I cleared a room in a dungeon, but it didn't actually open the doors for me. And so I just kind of had to, like, quit the game back to the main menu and relaunch it, which just lost my progress in the run. So only like 5 or 6 minutes, but it still sucked. What was that? I need to have a little lumberjack boy. This one's like, it's on the threshold of like, there are issues. There are multiple issues, but none of them, I don't want to say none of them are breaking, but part of it is also, I'm hitting them pretty frequently, but this game's great. So if I hit something, instead of me going like, fuck this game, and I put it down, I never play it again, it's more like, I'm like, okay, let me just reload my save. Let me just back out, and let me just back out, quit the game from the Xbox menu, and load it up again, and see if that fixes it. And most of the time it does. Ooh, what do I want to do? Okay. There's something I wanted. There's a refinery too, which I think just means faster. I can do a confession booth. I don't want to do that. I'm becoming a very lazy cult leader where I don't want to do most of the things that require me to like this confession booth. It's like, hey, you can increase a follower's loyalty, but it means you have to go to the confession booth once per day and do it. And I'm like, I don't want to have to like add that to my daily routine. All right, let's see. I think I want, kind of the problem is that I've really already unlocked the useful ones, so might as well do the devotion too. Yeah, tell me about it. No clergy for me. All right, so let's see. That goes there. Let's see if I can build the devotion too. I need 5 plankaronis and 10 goldie boys. Let me at least put a plank on here. Plank, plank. Cool, okay. Is he mad or something? So my faith in the top left, which again is like the health of the cult, it's a little low. So let's do this. Oh, thank God. Compost this body. We're gonna go in, and we're gonna do a sermon. So let's do a sermon. We'll see how people feel after that. May do a ritual. Something to make them happy. Maybe we'll dance around the bonfire. Oh yeah, give me the explosives. Give me to 100. Give me to 100, please. Yes! Okay, so this is a tree based on faith, based on sermons. Every time you do a sermon, your followers come in and they like give you, I think it's called faith. They give you some faith. And the higher level the follower, the more faith they give you. So like if you just have like 6 level 1 followers, they're just going to give you 6 faith. So it's going to take a while for you to hit 100 to be able to unlock something. The unlocks, you can see these are things like 3 new curses, which is basically new special abilities that could appear. Or increase the starting level of your weapons, you know, gain a heart. That's mostly it. Like new weapon types, new special ability types, and then more powerful weapon. And, more powerful weapons and more... I'm going in circles here. I'm going to unlock Might of the Devout 5, which increases the starting level of the weapons in the Crusade. So I'm going to start out ahead. Cool. Ooh, that guy just unlocked a new level, didn't he? I was going to do a sermon, but I forgot. So his loyalty unlocked him to a new rank. Let's go see what rank he is. He is now rank 2. Means he's going to generate more devotion and more faith, etc. Awesome, they put some money in there. Let's do a ritual to raise the faith of the cult. Bonfire ritual. That's pretty cool. Followers will not work for a day and gain 60 plus faith. I don't want to do that because I got a lot of stuff in the plots. I can marry one of my followers. You know what? Let's do that. Let's marry one of my followers. Who do I want to marry? I'm going to marry Pajolti. Hi. Oh! It's my wife now. Oh. Congratulations on your marriage. Everyone enjoyed the wedding, and you have raised the faith of the cult. You can marry as many followers as you like. It's your cult, after all. So I guess once the cooldown on that ritual goes away, I can... However, your spouses will become increasingly jealous every time you remarry. And I think she just popped a baby. No, I'm just kidding. A new card. What does this say? Oh, +2. So this is one of the tarot cards, which means when I start the run or throughout the run, I can find these cards and they give me little stuff. Yeah, first marriage is trial. 30 days free. Cool. Let's, I think I'm good to go. I like to empty this statue because it can get full with devotion. I think I need more people at the farm. I 100% need more people at the farm. Come here. So you can totally micromanage people and say, you go work here. And you kind of need to do that for some of the key resources, but a lot of times you just don't. Like these tables over here, as soon as you put something in it that needs to be refined, somebody will come over and do it. Like there's no waiting. Give me the interact. There it is. There it is. There we go. So we'll let them work while I'm out. I think I'm good. Let's go back in that dungeon. It's the 4th dungeon. What's he saying? Get a free follower. Yeah, sure. So this guy showed up recently. He basically sells me followers, but sometimes he just has sales or does a giveaway. All right. It's time to get down to business. Basically, I have 3 more runs of this dungeon. 3 more successful runs, and I don't think I'll beat the game, but that's the main game. I don't know what the final thing is, if there is one. I'm guessing it is. So the whole premise is that 4 gods decide to sacrifice you because they're like, oh, because you're the last lamb. And they're like, we don't like your kind. You're the last lamb. We're going to sacrifice you. So they sacrifice you. And then you go to hell. But you immediately like meet the 5th elder god who is chained in hell. And he's like, the other 4 did this to me. And they're idiots because by killing you, it sent you straight to me. So I'm going to give you your life back and kind of make you immortal. And I'm going to give you the red crown, which lets you like lead a cult. But in return, you have to kill the other 4. And as you kill them, it gets rid of the chains around me. So I'm pretty sure that what's going to happen is I'm going to kill the 4 elder gods. It's going to release the 5th elder god. And then he's going to go, okay, but now you become too powerful. So I'm going to kill you. So I probably have to defeat that guy. Anyways, overall weapon damage increased by 1.5x. Ideal poison damage. 10% chance of gaining a blue heart, which is like temporary heart. And I gain an extra half red, which is permanent heart. Not permanent. Permanent for the run. Ooh, my starting weapons are at level 16. That's good. Hold to aim a sacred projectile that will possess directly hit enemies. I think this is broken. Because I keep directly hitting enemies with it, and it doesn't do it. But let's see. What's going on here? Palace of Wonder Divide, where all that glimmers is gold, guaranteed. Midas's Cave, open 7 days. Ooh, I got a new overworld location. And a Chivo. Hi, my name's Chivo. So after this round, I'll go check that out. Jeez. See, I feel like he was supposed to be possessed, right? Because I just hit him dead on. Oh, jeez. Oh, that is... There's fireballs, and I was just standing there. Okay, let's party. Oh my god, who is that? Who is that little boy? Come on. Yeah, I should be able to direct hit this guy, right? See, that was a direct hit. Oh, did his body explode? Jeez. I've never seen that guy before. I'm gonna see him again. My game is freezing up. I think my game is crashing. I think my game just crashed. That's the first time it's hard crashed. Okay, so granted, two negative things about that. Number one, it's the first time it's crashed, but I've been playing on a Series X, and it does have occasional stutters. I'm noticing a lot more stutters here, which I thought may have been the Elgato, but it's definitely this. Number two, I'm playing on a 1X. This is still a very powerful console, and I'm playing at 1080p, so it's not like I'm stressing the system at all. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to change my recommendation a little bit. I'm gonna say if you want to play this, first of all, play this game in a month or two. Wait for some patches, because unfortunately, this is getting to the point where there's just too much stuff on stuff. So, yeah, wait a little bit. Core game is fantastic. Literally, the biggest problem is just some of this performance stutter and bugs and stuff not working right. But still cool game. I wonder what it's doing. You think it's just crapping out on me? Sorry, checking my chats. Car's unlocked. I gotta lock my car. You know, I normally don't like all the tech in vehicles and stuff. It needs to be reliable and not complicated, but I do like that my car has an app that tells me when I forget to lock it and when my washer fluid is running low. It's pretty cool. More. My name is Daddy. How's it going, Halucha? What have you been up to? How you spending your weekend, boy? Yeah, I still got 16 followers, so we're good. I'm pretty sure it just took me back to the pre-run. Let's go party. Nah, I don't need that. These are some slow loads. I mean, look, I'm not trying to like down talk this game or indies, but this is an indie game. It shouldn't be performing this bad. It's not a very intense game. Ooh, flea markets. Yo, I love me some flea markets. Immune to poison. Curses consume 25% less fervor. That's good. Damages hit everything on screen when hit. And when killing an enemy, 10% chance of healing. Okay, that's not too bad, but I have these claws. These claws suck. You'll see soon why. basically a 3-hit combo, so it's like scratch, scratch, then there's the damage. You get anything from the flea market? Love a good flea market. Chance to possess. God, see, these claws are awful. Just takes so many hits to do anything. These cobwebs or soak webs or whatever they call them. Nah, just bones. The thing that sucks about these claws is that you just gotta land basically 3 times as many hits as you were landing before. And it's hard to get in there, get 1 or 2 hit and back out, because you can still do that, you're just not doing as much damage. Alright, let's go over here. Cool. Got some stuff out of that. Got some cute charms for your crocs. Ooh, a nice gift. I'm not gonna ask you what it is in case she's a Subpixel fan. I love a good flea market. We just found one. Florida has good flea markets, and we just found one in Jacksonville. You know, because we're still kind of new here. And it was pretty good. They actually had a really good, like, produce market. They also had a couple different used electronics stores, which I'm excited about because, like, when we do Extra Life, one of the things we've done before is we take, like, a 40-inch TV, like a 32 or 40-inch TV, and we put it up next to the main TV, and we run Twitch chat on that. So even if you're 10 feet away, you can read the Twitch chat and tell what's going on. Problem is, when we did that last time in person, back in, what was that, 2019, Will brought a TV down, and we used it, and then he took it back home. We can't do that this time. Oh, there's a heart there. I don't need it. We can't do that this time because they're all flying down here. So, actually, the flea market... Oh, here's the Midas thing, because I unlocked it on the crashed run. So there were a couple stores at the flea market that were selling just like cheap, bad, like 720p, 1080p TVs for like $40. And they have them turned on and they show they're working. So like when Extra Life comes around, I'll just drive down there and be like, yeah, give me like a cheapo 40-inch used TV. It's literally just going to be for this, and maybe I'll put it in the guest room. Let's see if I can possess this guy. Ooh, dragon fruit and coconut. I will say, there was not a gun store at the flea market we went to, which was surprising because number 1, it's a flea market. Number 2, it's a Florida flea market. I'm not saying I'm like pro gun or anything, but like a lot of people had machetes for sale at the flea market. But there were no fireworks and no guns, which was a little disappointing, to be honest with you. Also, these claws don't have a lot of reach. And those little goobers that you really want to be able to do in one hit. I'm just taking off the face of it. Why wasn't I just like a pixel behind him technically, even though I was in his box? Moon necklace. I did see a couple airsoft guns, but not a whole lot. They had a couple good video game stores, honestly. Sorry, I'm just looking at this. This gives me wood. This is money. That's rock. That's a heart, but it's usually just like a temp heart for the run. This, the symbol below it means there's usually like a trade-off, like, hey, we're gonna trade your hearts or something. And usually it ends poorly for you. So do I want a follower or do I want... I do kind of want money, but then it's gonna give me there. Let's go the... You know what? I just want to get this run with. Let's go to the battle and then onwards. Is he my friendly? Oh, you're not my friendly. I don't know what that symbol next to him means. Ooh, black leather boots. You know, if you don't mind, like, military surplus, you could check one of those stores. I have some, like, brown leather boots that they're Clark's. I don't know if you're familiar with that brand. Got them on sale for like $30, like 5-6 years ago, and they're great. And of course, I have my cowboy boots as well. Problem with living in Florida, though, is that there's not really an opportunity to wear cowboy boots. Because you can't really wear cowboy boots with shorts, and it's way too hot for pants. Even in the winter, it's a bit too hot for pants. Ooh. How high are you talking? You talking like ankle, shin, knee high? All right, let's see. I'm getting rid of the claws. I hate the claws. So I can upgrade to a 17 level. Collect fervor will also increase your divine inspiration. Or I can do a... Oh, that's a curse. I don't want that. So it's pretty much just this. See, the axe isn't too bad. It's a one-hitter, heavy damage, but you know the timing on it. It's got some reach on it, too. Just a little slow, that's all. But if you know the timing, it's a lot better. Shin high, Doc Martin. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, mine are like, I don't know what you call it, like 6-inch, like they're just above the ankle. Oh, they were fantastic in like the winter because you could wear them when it was snowy, icy out because they were actual like working boots. I mean, not work boots, but like you could use them. They had a good solid tread on them and they felt good. But at the same time, they look stylish, so it was like perfect. So I would wear them to work basically as like dress boots almost. Wear them under my khakis. There we go. Hey, fuck off, buddy. Down to 1 health, I'm not doing good. What's going on around here? Oh no. So this is the boss I have to fight at the end of this dungeon. He's coming to say hello. Usually when this happens, something weird happens. You know, sometimes he'll like summon 5 of your followers, make them all sick, and then send them back to the cult. One time, they were talking about betrayal, and they were like, it hurts. When that Elder God betrayed us and we had to banish him, it hurt because we were friends with him. What's make you feel that? And they summoned one of my followers into the dungeon room and turned him hostile against me. So I had to kill my own follower in combat to get through the level. And it was like, that hurt. Oh, it's death. I'm gonna refuse. Uh-oh. Got him! I miss my cowboy boots though. So my cowboy boots were dress cowboy boots where it's just like, they were kind of a lighter color of leather and then they had just the flat tread. And like the pointed toe. Who's still out here? Don't tell me this is bugged. So it's not letting me through because it thinks one of the enemies is still alive. God, I really wanted to show how cool this game is, but it's just running very poorly. Oh. It was a non-aggro enemy in the corner in the grass. So he wasn't coming out, but I couldn't see him. That's annoying. But I had to end a run one time because I had that happen. Basically had to quit the game and then reload it. Okay, let's party. Ooh, what did I get? I don't want claws. I will not take claws. It's how bad that weapon is that even though it's offering me an upgrade. Well, it's not actually an upgrade, it's just a side grade, but still. Yeah, I would, before COVID, I would wear my cowboy boots to work like once or twice a week because I was wearing pants. They looked great. And I worked in an office. I worked at a software company in an office where it was like, it wasn't tie and suit, but it was like, you gotta wear a collared shirt and non-jeans. Actually, they eventually changed that so you could wear jeans, but you still had to wear a collared shirt. So I would wear like a button down, sleeves rolled up, and either some like black jeans or khakis. Cowboy boots. It was great, but now I'm in Florida. Can't wear cowboy boots in the house. And even when I leave the house, it's too hot to wear pants. I wear pants maybe 2 or 3 times in the last year, so. Honestly, that may be the #1 problem with living in Florida. There's just very little opportunity to wear cowboy boots. Although part of that's my job. Like if I worked in an office in Florida where I had to wear pants, I would wear cowboy boots probably. But if you like pants and jackets and stuff, you ain't gonna wear them in Florida. We have maybe like 2-3 weeks of winter when it gets down to like the 50s, and that's pretty much it. Ah! Stuck against the rocks there. What's this guy? 17. It's the same as I have, it just doesn't have anything on it. Tears open the earth to release a horde of ghosts that target nearby enemies. Yeah, that's better than the arrow I have. That is not actually doing enough. Yeah, Pacific Northwest is great. This is a good curse. It's like a line attack. Oh, that hurt. I died. I'll show you something really cool. I don't think I'm gonna do. Well, maybe I'll do it. So I unlocked ability where, when the first time I die during a run, I can sacrifice one of my followers to continue the run. But the level of the follower determines how many hearts I get. So, so because Pajulti's my wife, if I sacrifice her, I get 2 red hearts, which can be healed, and 3 blue hearts, which can't be healed. Once you lose a blue heart, it's gone. Do I have anybody better than that? I got the old H guy. See, this is why you want to level up your followers, so you can sacrifice them. You know what? We're on stream. I'm going to kill my wife. Goodbye, Pajulti. Yes, please. I got married, and then I immediately sacrificed my wife. My wife. Hey. They came back? Did you see that? He shot them out, and then they came back. I was not expecting the back. That was insane. Excuse me. The music's still playing. I sacrificed my wife. My wife? I'm about to hit the dungeon. I mean, the boss. Okay, let me go home. I don't have quick resume on here, so I don't think I can try and do that. I really see it's happened 2 runs in a row now. Maybe it's just the 1X. Yeah, definitely hold off on this game because, like I said, even on the Series X. Did you hear that? There was like a noise. Even on the Series X, it has some hiccups and stuff. And there's like literally bugs, not crashes, but like, hey, this ability's not working. Not all your followers go in the church, etc. But anyways, folks, I think that's going to do it for Cult of the Lamb. But you know what? I'm in such a like giving and gracious mood that I have some work planned. And let's just do it on stream. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Maggie bought, it's actually really cool. It's a handheld EKG reader. So EKG is like the chart of like your heart pulse rhythm, and there's like 6 of them, and you can tell health stats off of it. Sorry, let me exit out of this. I get some light. It's not this. This is my remote, but it's about this size. And anyway, she bought it, and it's really cool. You hold it like this, and then you hold it against like your knee, and she has an app on her phone, and it does a live like certified EKG. So when she's doing home visits with patients, instead of her being like, I'm not, let's get you an EKG. Why don't you go to a doctor, whatever. She can just be like, boom, hold this, put it against your knee. Anyways, she wants a case for it. She specialty requested a 3D printed case. Let me show you one that I've done previously. That is kind of what she's looking for. Be right back. Okay, I found it. Here it is. So this is a little case I made for my pin vise hand drill, which is basically a little tiny, I'll show you what it looks like before I show you the case. It's a little tiny hand drill, so you put the bit in there and then you screw it in. It's perfect for model making because very tiny bits and you want to be delicate. You don't want to like power drill it. And then it has a whole bunch of like little tiny, like literally like millimeter wide drill bits. So this is the case I made. And it goes like this. Put some magnets in it. I'm not going to tilt it too much for fear it starts falling apart. But the crazy thing is, because it's 3D printed, this is not 2 parts. I printed it like this, as one continuous part. The hinge is print in place, which means the hinge doesn't come together. It's like a normal hinge, but when it was printed, it prints the hinge closed. So this thing literally can't come apart unless you break it. And then I just did the magnets in the top and bottom so that you can close it, just like that. Anyways, I got to make the same thing for her. So if you all want to stick around, let's throw on some what's it called? What's it called? Game chunk tunes. Gaming daddy chunk tunes. My daddy's gaming chunk tunes. Game chops. That's what it's called. So we're gonna say this is music by Game Chops, okay? Music by Game Chops. So let's I'm so discombobulated right now. There we go. You guys should be able to hear it now. There we go. I know you can't see nothing. I need to log in first. Okay, here we go. Let me show it to you. My name's Daddy. I'm going to show it to you. That doesn't sound appropriate. Capture specific window Fusion 360. Does that work? Sorry, I'm trying to... I didn't like that. Let's just do this. Sorry, I've been having some problems with my captures lately. Oh, that's why. Hi. Let me try this. Let me try this again. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's do that. Hi. So we're gonna hang out. Dude, you can get a 3D printer for like... Let me just show you. I'll show you the one I have. I'm gonna turn my Gmail on. Do not disturb. I have the Ender 3. You can buy it from them directly for... It said the price, you assholes. $189. This literally is like basically the best 3D printer you can get for less than like $900. It's off a standard design. There's been a couple iterations of it, so you can even buy like a slightly better one. There's like an Ender 3 Pro, which basically comes with a lot of built-in upgrades that you would normally either have to buy or print yourself, but you can see it's $279 and it comes with some of the upgrades built in. It's just phenomenal. The community's fantastic. So you can literally get one. I think Will got his Ender 3 for... I think he paid $100 for it, because I believe it was like a really weird deal. Yeah. I got you, boo. I'm gonna do it right now before I forget. Ah! Ender 3. So basically the Ender 3 and then any version of the Ender 3. I have the Ender 3 Classic. The only difference between the versions is basically like, oh, it has upgrades included in it versus you have to buy it. Like, I'll give you an example. The Ender 3 Pro has twist knob tensioners instead of having to do a bolt. And I bought that off Amazon for like $10 for mine. So I added the upgrade myself instead of it coming with it. right now, baby boy. Yeah, so actually, if you do like a slick peels alert, it gets cheap sometimes. But yeah, Will did some crazy deal where it was what's going on with my screen? Sorry, let me try something. It's not very happy, is it? Huh. Let me try and fix that for you. Can I do this? Hi. There we go, that's better. Hi. So let's start a new project, and the new project is called EKG Holder. Let's call it B1. And then we're going to come into this project, and we're going to do a new... We're going to do a new sketch. Actually, before we do that, I need to do parameters. So basically, as I'm designing, I could come in here and I could say, give me a circle that has a diameter of 10 millimeters. But then, 20 steps later, if I want to come back and change the size of that circle, I can change the size of that circle, but I have to go find it and I have to say, make it 9 millimeters, make it 8 millimeters. And everything's kind of relational to that. Like if I do a square, I'm saying make the square centered on the circle, etc., stuff like that. So it makes it kind of difficult to make changes afterwards, especially if you print something and it doesn't fit, it doesn't come out right, you got to change the design. So one of the things you want to do is parametric modeling, which is basically instead of saying, for a lot of stuff, instead of giving it a defined value like it is 10 millimeters, you're giving it a variable. So one of the common ones I use is wall thickness. So I say the walls of my box, instead of saying this wall is 2 millimeters, this wall is 2 millimeters, this wall is 2 millimeters, I say all these walls are the thickness of this parameter. And that way, if I print the walls at 2 millimeters and it's not quite working right, I can come in and just change the parameter to 3 millimeters and it changes it everywhere it's referenced. So that's one of the key things that's been helpful. So I'm going to call this EKG. I have my little thingy over here. I took some measurements earlier. I'm going to call this EKG width, and it's in millimeters, and it is 90.15. Call it EKG. Actually, I want to call this. Kind of want width, length, width, height. Yeah, I'll do width. I misspelled some of these. So the length of it is 90.15. The width of it is 30.25. And I want another one called... So it's a little bit weird. It's like a little bit of a curve to it. So I think I'm just going to ignore the curve. You know what? No, I can 3D print. I'll put the curve in there. I was just going to make it like a flat box, but I can put the curve in there. I can totally put the curve in there. Okay, so this is going to be EKG depth min, which is going to be, the minimum depth is 5.3 millimeters. And EKG depth max 7.5. How long? Okay, so that's what I need. I like a generic wall thickness like I talked about, which I typically do a wall thick of want to say 2 millimeters. Just look at what I did on this one. Sorry, let me get out my calipers. .3D printing is pretty much in metric. Which is not really a problem, it just, I don't have a super amount of experience with metrics, so sometimes I'm like, what's a good thickness for a wall? You know, I can't say like 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch. I know what that's like. I'm like, 2 millimeters? What's that look like? Yeah, I think I want 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters looks like a 1/16 of an inch. That's 2 millimeters. So I'm gonna say I want all the walls to be 2 millimeters thick. And the other thing I want to do is I want to call this something. Basically the thickness of the negative space. Gosh, I got an 8-inch caliper. It cost more, but I needed the extra inches. So I want to call this like... So basically the idea is, okay, I'm going to draw a perfect shape to hold it, but how far down? Ah, screw it. Well, let me just say, I'll call it negative space. Basically, you think about a box, the walls of the box are typically not exactly lined up with the cavity inside it. You know, it's not like this. There's typically some negative space there. So I'm going to call that negative space, and I'm going to put that at, again, let's bring the caliper out here. Thinking 5? How does 5 feel? 5 feels good, so I really only need 5 millimeters of negative space. And then I need the thickness of felt, because we're going to put some felt in there. And I think for felt, I really just need... Sorry, I'm just eyeing my caliper here. You know, honestly, don't really want this thing to rattle. So I think I'm going to do a 2.5 for felt thick. Okay. So I have the EKG, width, length, depth min, depth max, because it has a curve in it. I've got the wall thickness, I've got the negative space, I've got the felt thick magnets. I need to... I'll be right back. I gotta grab my magnet collection. Hi. Daddy's here. Okay. So I got a whole bunch of little magnets I bought. They're like neodymium rare earth magnets, so they're super powerful, which is nice because they're nice and tiny. So I need to measure these magnets. So magnet, I can't spell magnet. Magnet thick. So again, the idea is I'm putting all these into parameters beforehand so that when I go to design it, I can say, instead of saying make the magnet hole 2 millimeters in diameter, I can say make the magnet hole equal to the magnet diameter. And then if I print it and the magnet doesn't fit, like it's too small or it's too big, I can come back and just change that parameter instead of having to go into it and like actively tweak that value. Okay, let's see if I can just grab one of these. I want to stick together. Alright guys, chill. I'm about to show you my magnet. Ready? There she is. It's my little magnet. It's very powerful. It's what I have in here. Oh. See? Magnet. Magnet. And you just super glue it into the hole, and then it'll... And it's actually pretty good. Okay. So this is going to be hard to measure because I believe my calipers are magnetized. Yep, they're magnetized. Okay, the thickness is 3 millimeters. And then I need magnet diameter. Showing my caliper, I'm showing my tiny magnets. Crazy stream. Okay, there's 6. I'm gonna say 6 point. I know all these measurements are gonna have a tolerance around them that I'll define at the end. Basically, this is reading 6.03. I can't make a hole exactly 6.03 millimeters. That's too fine a tolerance for the 3D printer. But I'll say 6 millimeters here. I'll probably add a 0.1 millimeter tolerance around it, and that'll get me close enough. And again, I'm super gluing it, so it's not like a press fit. Okay, all right. So I'll do a 6. And now I get to decide the tolerance. So this is a little bit of a weird value, but basically it's the so I'll give you an example. This here, I have a little raised edge, has to fit inside this recessed. I can't make those exact. I can't make them go like this because the 3D printer is not that exact. It's usually exact within like 0.1, 0.2 millimeters, which is pretty good. But for something like this, if it doesn't, it's gonna crunch or it's gonna be a huge gap. So instead of doing exact, I basically come in here and I say, hey, this outer wall, give it a basic tolerance. And then the same thing with the hole. If I'm trying to put a magnet in that hole, I can't make it exactly 6 millimeters because it'll probably mess up in the print. So I'll be like 6 plus the tolerance, which again is probably 0.2. So it'll technically be, it will try to print a 6.2 millimeter hole, which is probably going to be a little bit smaller out of the print, but still enough to fit the magnet in. I have no fucking limits, baby. Showing you my magnets, my calipers, we're 3D printing. All right, so let me do in here. So I like to add a generic parameter called tolerance. And it's going to be 0.2 millimeters. Okay. We did it. Okay, all right, so let's do a sketch. We're gonna do it on this plane. And I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna make a rectangle. And, okay, here we go. It is going to be the EKG length plus it didn't like that. Okay, we're over there. Plus the negative space times 2 because you're gonna have a buffer on either side. Negative space. Oh no, it didn't like that. Plus negative space times 2. I'm going to put that in parameters. I know you guys probably can't see this because it's 4K and off to the end of the screen. Plus wall thickness times 2 because there's going to be 2 walls on the side. Actually, yeah, let's do wall thick. I got to put that in parentheses. Plus wall thick times 2. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. And then I can, so I've defined this value. I know it says 104.5, but it's basically the length of the EKG plus 2 times the negative space. The idea being there's a buffer on either side of the cavity, either side of the device, plus wall thickness. So there's 2 walls on the outside. Okay. So that's good. And now I can do a constraint. Oh no, that's not that one. I can do a constraint. Let's measure. How do I do this again? I forgot how to do this. So it is a little wonky, but honestly, you, I mean, I learned all this from, here it is, sketch dimension. So I'm going to say, hey, this is, I'm basically saying this piece of the part has to be this length. So I just drew a rectangle, but now I'm giving it specific parameters. It's not too hard. A lot of it's practice, and a lot of it is looking stuff up online. And then there were some Udemy, which is kind of like a, you subscribe to it, you get access to a bunch of classes. My company has a Udemy license for all of its employees. So we use it for like work stuff, but also in my free time, I'll go in there and be like, I want to learn 3D modeling and stuff. But really just a bunch of YouTube videos and then playing around with it. It's a little, there's concepts you got to get used to because it's not as easy as draw it. Especially when you draw it, you model it out and then something doesn't work. You don't want to have to like erase it all. You've got to figure out the correct order, kind of like video editing. But it's not too bad. It's fun. Okay. This is EKG width plus negative space times 2 plus wall thick times 2. Okay, there we go. So theoretically that EKG sits right in the middle here. Okay. So let's go ahead and extrude that. So we're going to take this and we're going to say, we're going to take that up, negative space plus, I think I want it to sit completely within the bottom cavity. So instead of it being a clamshell where it's like half in the top and half in the bottom, I think I want to recess it completely in the bottom. So it'll be like this and not like this, if that makes sense. Like the two halves are not going to go around it like this. It's going to sit completely in the bottom one. I think that's the easiest way. So I'm going to say negative space plus trying to think of the best way to do this. Negative space plus the EKG depth minimum times 2. Or no, just the depth min plus, I know I'm going to be doing a felt thick. And then I'm going to add my tolerance on top. Because again, I don't want exact measurements. So I'm basically building all the way past the cavity, and then I'm going to dig the cavity out of it. And the cavity is the EKG minimum depth plus the tolerance plus the felt thickness. Hey, look at that. Okay. All right, so now let's, I think I want to draw a new sketch on this face. And I want to... Shoot, I always forget. How do I switch to construction line? No, not insert. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Fusion 360 construction. So the idea of a construction line is that not necessarily a construction line, but whatever you draw is used. You're basically saying this is for reference. So if I draw a circle in the middle of this, I don't want to actually use that circle for anything. I don't want to use it to create a hole. I don't want to use it to create a column. It's not going to actually be part of the piece or reference for the piece. But it is going to be a mark that I want to reference. So basically what I want to do is I want to draw a line from the corner to find the exact center of this rectangle, but I don't want those lines to actually be part of the piece or used for the piece. So it's just kind of a construction line, a reference line. Okay, but I always forget how to switch between the two. It's not as easy in Fusion 360, or at least it's not as visible. Okay, so you draw it and then you select it and right click. I think there's a shortcut, a keyboard shortcut. Oh, here it is. Oh, you select it and you hit X. Okay, so I'll give you an example. This is a rectangle that is theoretically part of the piece. But if I hit X and I draw it, you see it's red and it's dotted. That means it's a construction. It's just for reference. So I'm gonna hit X to do reference, and I'm gonna draw a line from this down to here, here, down to here, and then I'm gonna do a point. Right? Can I do a point? Can I do a point? Well, I think I kind of already have a point. But the idea is these construction lines will remain here. So if I come back later and I change the shape of this rectangle, I've basically added constraints so that this line will always connect from this corner to this corner and this corner to this corner. So that's kind of the cool thing about CAD is if this was Blender or something, I don't know that you can necessarily have those constraints, but with CAD and 3D modeling, you're not just drawing, you're basically defining the characteristics. So I'm not just saying line here, I'm saying a line starts at this point, this many distance from here, and it is perpendicular to this other line. So it's almost like a set of instructions for drawing it. And that makes it so you can come back later and you can change the drawing or aspects of it, and it'll readjust itself because it'll go, oh, the line's shorter, but it's okay because I know that I'm always at the midpoint. Okay, anyways, regardless. So I'm going to, I think I want I think it's called a 3-point rectangle. No, center rectangle. So I'm going to do a rectangle that starts here, and it's going to be EKG length plus tolerance times 2, because I want tolerance, I want that 0.2 millimeters at both ends. Because again, if I make the cavity the exact length, it may not fit because of the print. So I want to like 0.2 millimeters of wiggle room on both sides. Times 2. Cool. Oh, that was not a... I didn't do both dimensions, and I also accidentally made it a construction, so it's easier for me to just delete that. So you see I'm putting the center point here. There's a little triangle saying, yes, you're doing the exact midpoint of both of those lines. I come in here, and I'm going to say EKG length plus tolerance times 2. And I hit tab to go to the other side, and this is going to be EKG width plus parenthetical tolerance times 2. Oh yeah, baby. We did a voice. I don't know why that's there. Kind of being weird, but... Okay, so now I have a cavity. Well, no, sorry. Now I have the image of a cavity. So now I can come in here and I can say, take this. It's not all done. It's gonna be a while, boy. I can come in here. So this is the size of the EKG, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take you, and I want you to do a minus EKG depth minimum, and then plus the felt thickness plus tolerance. Boom. Now I got a hole. Why doesn't that look right? Let's do some measurements real quick. Sorry. So I want to... that's not what I want. I want to measure the distance between here and here. And the distance is 2.6 millimeters. Let's double check my shit. Definitely goofed that somewhere. Okay, the good news is I can go back in my sketch. So here's the problem. This to this is only 2.6 millimeters. But it should be the minimum depth of the EKG, which is 5.3 millimeters. So something happened in this sketch. Not in this sketch. Something happened in the extrude. So let's take a look at the extrude's properties. I said EKG. Oh, I gotta put a negative all the way around here. There we go. Okay, that shape makes more sense now. So now let's check it. The depth of the hole is 8 millimeters, which is, where are my parameters? My EKG depth minimum is 5.3, plus my felt thickness of 2.5, which brings us to 7.8, plus the 0.2 millimeters brings 8 millimeters. Okay, so that's good. And let's check this to this. That is 90.55 millimeters, which is my EKG length is 90.15 plus 0.2 plus 0.2. Okay. Looking good, folks. Definitely making progress here. Okay. So that's my hole. My name's Daddy, and I've got a hole. I want to do a carve out, and here's what I mean by carve out. So remember, the bottom is actually bowed in the middle. So I think what I want to do is I want to make a reference line. It's going to be on the midpoint of this. It's going to be exactly that, and it's going to come down the max width, which is what? EKG depth max plus felt thick plus tolerance. I'm getting sassy tonight. Hole pick, calipers, showing you my magnets. All right, so here's what I've got. This is theoretically the bottom. So the idea is the curve is this thick in the middle and it's this thin on the sides. So now if I do an arc, which is a start point, an end point, and then start point. Sorry, I have construction on, which I need to turn off. No, create, I need an arc. It's a 3-point arc, so you select the start point, the end point, and then a point on the arc. So it needs to start here, end here, and then it goes there. Cool. Okay, and then I just need to close this loop out here to here. Okay, so if you can see now, I have a little dippy bipper right there. So now I am going to extrude. God, why can't I select that? Can I just hide my bodies? Excuse me, I need to hide my bodies. Okay, so I've selected that. I'm gonna say I wanna cut into this for that distance, and I wanna go from the start from the profile plane. It's gonna go to this face, and it's going to cut it. So that looks pretty good. Let me just check. I need to check this distance to the bottom. and it's 2.8 millimeters, which should be fine. Let's bring out the caliper again. So basically that's the distance between the bottom of the hole and the bottom of the box. It's 2.8. I think that's okay. I think that's more than enough. Okay, so basically that's, I don't want to say that's done, but the idea is you lay the felt and then it goes right in there, right? Okay, so here's the problem. Where are the magnets going? So let's check something. What did I say the magnets were? Man, I really want to like pin this parameter somewhere. Anyways, the magnet diameter is 6 millimeters. And so for example, this to this is 6.8. I don't think, I'm not crazy about that. Let me look at 0.8 millimeters. Yeah, I don't like that. That's 0.8 millimeters. It's like a 32nd of an inch. So I need to, so basically I could theoretically put a 6 millimeter hole in there. Actually, let's see what that looks like. Create sketch. I'm gonna start down here. The one thing that pisses me off, I'm pretty sure I can change this, but to zoom out, you scroll up, and to zoom in, you scroll down, which feels like the opposite. So I'm like, it's, anyways. All right, so let's see. This is, I want a construction line that goes from here to here, and then I'm gonna put a circle on it. And the circle's gonna be at the midpoint of... Is that right? Doesn't look perfectly right, but we just need it to see what it'll look like. It's gonna be magnet diam plus tolerance. Okay, so there's the problem. You can see the problem pretty quickly. I can move the hole up a little bit, but it's not... That's 0.3 millimeters. So even if I decided to move this object, I decided to select this object, and I decided to move it. No, it does not want to move, does it? Let me see if I can do this. I'll move that. Oh, it's because I have it on the... How do I draw a box in here? Could do that, right? That, and it should come down here and be on the same plane as that. How does that not look right? Trying to find the center of this. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's like I'm just not trusting it. Okay, that's the center of that. So I can drag this down to here. Why doesn't that look like the center? We do the distance from this to this is 3.4, and the distance from this to this is 3. I think I'm just going blind. Okay, regardless, we can do another circle down here at the midpoint of this line, and we could say, what is it? Magnet diam plus tolerance. That's pretty much still the same issue, isn't it? 0.3 millimeters. It's not enough. So, It's just a very long-winded way of saying I need to extend this size in order to properly throw this in the corner. There is one thing that I'm a little concerned about. It's a problem I have with this, which is, oh god, the magnets are here, right? So when you go to put something in, it could get grabbed by the magnet. So I don't want to like go to put it in and it keeps getting sucked to the magnet when you're trying to put it in the case, and then you're like, you know. So I definitely want these thrown to the corner. So here's the good news. I can come all the way back here. I can come to this drawing. I can come in here. Again, while I'm doing parameters, I can come in here and I can say, look, I think I really want negative space times 4. And then it should update everything. Didn't really. Why didn't it update? I mean, it did, but it didn't. Let's see what's wrong with this drawing. I thought I did a center point drawing where the constraints. Okay, here we go. So the midpoint of this object must be with the midpoint of that. Nope, that's not right. Let's do this. The midpoint of this object must be the midpoint of this object. And the midpoint of this object must be the midpoint of this object. Not sure why it's not obeying. I thought I drew that on the center there. So let's do this. Let's do this. Constrains two objects so they're perpendicular, concentric. So what I'm trying to say is that the center of... Let's draw some construction lines. I want to say that the center of this circle... Oh, let me do this. Can I just delete all these constraints? Oh, no, wait. So this is saying you're to that, and you're to that, and then what is this saying? You're to that. Okay, so that constrains that. So what I need to say is that, what is this? Midpoint says constrains the midpoint to the midpoint. What was the one I did? There's a couple ways I could do this. I could say that the distance between these two lines has to be the same as the distance of these two lines. There was another way I can say it, which is I could draw construction lines on this and say that it has to be equidistant to that. I can say basically a way of saying, hey, these two squares need to be centered on each other. So that when I change the shape of one, it changes the shape of the other. And I thought I did that, but it didn't. Let's do the diagonal method. So basically I'm going to use these diagonals to find the center of this guy, which is here. And I'm going to say that these need to be Constrains the position of 2 points or a point in a line or a curve together. So I can say, hey, I could just constrain the midpoint, right? So I can say the midpoint of this needs to be the midpoint of this. There we go, right? And then I might as well put a parallel on here. So this has to be parallel to this. Over constrained, which means it doesn't need it. There we go, it's in the middle now. Okay, but now I can also go back to this because this also needs 4 times the wall tolerance. Did that work? I did. Okay, so now I have this box with enough room to put magnets down here. Y'all fall asleep yet? That's 11.8 millimeters. Which is that. It's like half an inch, pretty much. It's not bad. So half an inch gap around it. I think that's going to be better overall. Okay. All right. So now I need to come back here. And because I already had this midpoint, it's good to go. Ah! I feel like this is the nerdy ASMR podcast, pretty much, right? So I just need to do the same thing over here. So if you notice, even though I changed the thickness of all this stuff, etc., this circle is still centered here because I designed it right. So that's the whole point of constraints and parameters, is I just had to drastically change the design, but instead of having to like redo the math and go like, oh, this is 70.5, what do I do, subtract 2? I just say, no, take the negative space and let's double it. And you know, this circle, I didn't put this circle here freehand. I said it has to be centered on this line and centered on this line. And because it did that, when the space around it grew, it still put itself in the center. So now I just gotta do the same thing over here. So let's draw. I think I can just do this, and then I can create a circle at the midpoint. And it's gonna be magnet diam plus tolerance. Magnet diam? So I keep hearing. Perfect. Okay. So now I can extrude these suckers. Okay, it's going to be negative because I want it to go in. It's going to be the magnet thickness, and it's going to be plus the tolerance. Boom. Hey. Got the start of a box. That'll fit the... There's going to be a layer of felt under this. And then the EKG goober should fit in there snug. This is a lot of practice, and I've made a lot of mistakes before. So let's make the hinge. So the idea with the hinge is that I'm gonna have a circle here. Well, it's a hinge, right? So I'm going to have like one here, and then the top is going to have one here and one here. Then it's going to have a rod going through it. So I can literally design the hinge completely enclosed and part of the product. So that when you close it, it's perfectly fine. So that's kind of what I did here. You can see there's a hinge. The hinge is attached to the top and the bottom. So 2 are on the bottom, 2 are on the top, and there's a pin through the middle. You can kind of see the pin there. But the pin it's not really a pin, it's, you know, in one of these. So as it prints it enclosed. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna save this. What is this called? This is EKG holder underscore V1. I've got more work to do on this. Honestly, probably another hour and a half of work. I really want to get this done, though. Not necessarily tonight, because I want to get this printed for Maggie before I leave on my trip on Tuesday morning. So it'd be nice to have this done. And I have everything I need. I've got the printer, I've got the measurements, I've got the magnets, I've got the felt. I just need to finish the design so I can print it. I mean, right now this should take... I don't know, what's the overall on this? What is that? 13 millimeters? No, it's not right. 54.25. So it's going to be that thickness total. So it's going to take, I could probably print this in 3 or 4 hours. So what I'll do is first thing in the morning when I get up, I'll finish this design. But for us, that means thank you guys so much for watching. Halucha, thanks for keeping me company. I need you to listen to me very closely. Halucha and everybody. Cult of the Lamb is a very good game. It clearly needs some patches. And I would not play it on a 1X. If you're interested in it, maybe look up. I don't know if the bugs are... No, they're not even really console dependent because some of them are just logic not firing. You know, so definitely wait on it a little bit, but it is a great game. It's still going on the Game of the Year consideration list. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are Subpixel Films. We got a brand new logo. We got a brand new look. We're going to have some brand new streams coming up. You can find us at subpixelfilms.com. That has links to our YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram. Or you can just go straight there. At Think Gibson for me on Twitter and at Subpixel Team on Twitter. I believe Will is going to be streaming Tuesday night. I'm going to be out. And I have no idea what he's doing. So I don't know. Watch that. Have fun. Go watch Pixelate Montreal. It's on the YouTube. It's fantastic. We're having a lot of fun with that series. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.